Okay, so this is issue 8 of Capes. I have to say, I enjoyed this one. I say all the other, as mentioned in my reviews of the other 7 issues, I've been on the fence about this all the way through. This is by far my favourite issue of the series so far. Probably because it's got a lot less of the shitty, bitchy characters that are constantly trying to double cross each other or at least be really arsey against each other. This actually feels like a genuine, mystery kind of thing. So basically, it turns out that Bulldog Dog last issue. There's two new people on the case that are going to look into it. Blue Bolt, not Blue Bolt, it's the Bolt in it. Wants to investigate, and they say no, you can't do it. Said you're night shift, you can't do that. You can't do overtime and day shift. And Bolt says, oh, I'll do it on my own time. No, you can't do that either because you're going to knack yourself out for when you actually need it. Meanwhile, this guy, the two new guys turn up and they're fighting this bloke, and I think he's turned up in Invincible. He's got this kind of magma hands thingy going on, and again, it turns out that their social media status is growing because obviously they're taking out villains and all this kind of stuff as well. This guy's complaining to the public relations lady about stuff, and she's not particularly having any of it. Meanwhile, this new guy here, which I can't remember what his name is now, the robot chap, is trying to figure out what's going on with the murder. And it turns out that he wasn't in the alleyway, then he was in the alleyway, and there's some kind of electromagnetic interference that apparently has also caused damage in the in the cameras, but also physically in the area. Now he gets a little drive out of his finger and pops it in there. Not be funny. Little finger, no. Should have been a thumb, shouldn't it? Because then it'd been a thumb drive. That would have been a better gag. Anyway, Bolt's family's all miffed at him because his social media status has gone down and people are making memes at him, so he's upset about that. So, but off he goes to try and investigate. So we've got the two new guys here that are off and do the thing. This guy's, I think it's called, I don't know, this guy's called, I think it's called Brainwave. Anyway, he's got this weird thing. We seems to have a brain boy. He seems to, if he thinks too hard, he explodes effectively, which is really strange. So that's what's going on there. Meanwhile, Bolt is at the murder scene, and it seems to be that the area has either been manipulated or it's been kind of reforged through some kind of power that's basically melted stuff and kind of put it in, back into a different form. We've got an El Barto tag on the wall, which is a bit bizarre. And the lady's not having any of it. She's turns up and basically says, what are you doing here? We told you not to investigate, but you are still doing the investigation. You really should stop now. And the weird thing about this is she tells him off like where he is in the alleyway, and then it's my office now. Why don't I have it out in here? They what do they do? Travel all the way to the office without talking about it. So basically, she berates him for doing what he said he wasn't going to do. Meanwhile, this new lass is on the TV, and she's either some kind of old hero, and these two old people are there as well. And then they go on their night patrol again, and this Magnatac guy, which I believe is also Invincible, is possibly responsible for the magnetic manipulation because he's the only villain I can think of that's there. And it turns out that this guy has had some kind of cosmic upgrade effectively and is now super powered. So obviously someone's either given that to him or he's managed to acquire it. But I definitely remember this guy being in Invincible. So yeah, so this one was decent. To say that the lady, I still haven't read the this stuff, but I think I'm going to read this all in one go because I just think 4 pages isn't enough to do justification. But the artwork's really nice. So yeah, so this one feels better because, like I say, we've got people that aren't being really, really selfish for out of it. The lass who's in charge of public relations or the kind of the people handling is actually doing a job right by actually doing that rather than just being sarky to everybody. And there's a murder mystery, and it seems to be progressing well. And it's kind of like the good cop bad cop buddy cop movies where the guy is told not to investigate and he does it anyway, and it gets berated by the people. It's a nice little story. So this is definitely a better arc than the original one. Even though the original one kind of paid off at the end, it just seemed to be a lot of filler to get that payoff. This one actually seems to have a decent story running all the way through it, and we're not getting them kind of little weird 2-page little flashbacks to stuff that's happened and other people going on as well. So that's really, really nice. So yeah, all in all, a decent book. This is kind of refreshed my interest in this one. I definitely will keep this until this story is resolved, which means issue 9, issue 10 probably by this time this is done, and then we'll see what happens next time. But if they go back to the kind of the arty characters, then I'm probably will drop it, but we'll see. Anyway, I think that's enough rambling for now. So thanks for listening, and hopefully I will see you on another video very, very soon. Bye bye.